agree with that.
So what I'm saying is women don't seem to fit. Like, I don't know a lot of men in real time that are leaving their woman because she gained weight. But I do know a lot of women that out-earn their boyfriends or their husbands and leave. So what I'm saying is women don't face the consequence and then men do.
No, I totally disagree with that. I can't see how this even makes sense.
Because it's frowned upon when men do certain things. So, you know, if I leave my wife because she's fat, everyone is going to hate on me.
Yeah, you'll get shamed for it,
one
bro.
thing I would say,
People do that all the time.
Bruv, you get shamed for it. You can't even call women fat now, but they can call you short though. You know what I'm saying? But this is just how it is.
You have to remember as well, we're not talking anecdotal, we're talking statistical data to prove what's going on.
Listen, statistics are the same thing as an anecdote. You have to collect the data points, and that is through sight. The person has to actually be collating the data, so they're going to go and get the data.
But the problem with this thinking is then it's just whatever, like, and I hear this a lot from women, where it's like, well, we can't trust the data, but then what do we trust? It's just each individual.
You need to know where the data has come from. You need to know the sample. You need to know the sample sizes.
Come from heaven.
People do that when it's convenient for them because I'm sure when there's a cause that, you know, you feel for and the data is enforcing what you think, then you wouldn't say that.
If you want to question individual studies, fine. If you want to go in and maybe inspect the data more, fine. Like I say everyone has the right to do that, but with the divorce statistics, it's pretty cut and dry.
I'm not even going on that. I'm literally like, but what are the reasons? And saying financial, I'm like, yeah, it could be financial, but what was the dynamic of the relationship where finances were cited?
But even still,
and we know that men have finances earning more.
But finances do affect it because most women, if you earn less than them, there's a certain level of respect they just won't give you.
And
do you know what I'm saying? And you're not speaking to me a certain way in my house, not happening. Like,
they'll support you for like a period of time, but then
these are dynamics that I'm more interested in. Like that thought, that kind of thought. Like, so then respect was lost.
Of course, there's a certain level of respect a woman's not going to give you if she knows she's out earning.
One at a time.
Because she had the money, she can get a lawyer and she can leave. I understand that. And I have nothing against that. It's just to be like a woman is leaving because she's earning more. No, what's the reasons why? And
because she's earning more.
Okay, so but there has to be a disharmony, and that is
the disharmony is the fact she's earning more.
But where's the level of that? Would it not be because the man is feeling some way about it?
No, but she's leaving him.
So this is what I've seen, and guys, I mean, from the men's point of view, you can tell me if this is accurate or inaccurate. I found if a girl, let's say a girl gets a promotion, she's making $500,000 a year. Is she going to submit to the guy and say, you get to make all the financial decisions in the house?
Impossible.
Do you guys feel like most girls that you've dated would be cool with you being 100% in charge of the money if they're out earning?
Hell no.
Do you know what?
They'll slap my bum and tell me to make rice.
One at a time, guys.
A lot of women would be idealists and say, no, I would still like you to make all the decisions. But then when it becomes more practical and she's the breadwinner, the dynamics change really fast because then she's trying to tell you, mate, wash the dishes.
That's it.
I'm working hella hours and I'm not going to come home to a dirty kitchen, bro.
This is it.
And leading on from that, it's like most men would say, if my wife put on weight after having kids, that I'm going to be with her forever and never cheat. But when she's looking like 200 pounds heavier and then your sexy secretary comes in, you might slip into a vagina by accident.
Bro. You still didn't leave her.
Nah, but bro.
At least you didn't leave her. You're loyal.
But bro, it's the madness. And also, like updated women, that make good money. Maybe not more than me, but good money. And most women don't like spend their money on you anyway. So it don't matter how much you make. I'm not even going to lie, because I always end up spending the majority of the money in the relationship regardless. But they spend their money on themselves.
As men, we always deploy the idea that your money is your money as a woman, but my money is our money.
Yeah. That's how it works.
We see it differently.
100%, especially if you come from that kind of upbringing, innit? So I'll always pay most of the time. So these girls are living life. They're going on a holiday with their friends with the money that they should be spending on man. So
I will say,
you know what I mean? Like,
what's she doing on that holiday?
You know what I'm saying? Like, bruv, you know what I'm saying?
But I will say,
she know better though.
I do think that's men's fault. If you have a girl that's not spending on you and you're still with her, that's your problem.
What are you gonna do? Run her down for a pee? Is that what you're on?
I'm sorry. If she's with you and she's not doing anything, not paying for anything at all, not even one date, That's on you.
So what? You're sitting at the table and you're saying to my man with the chip, saying, "Yo, bring that over there, fam."
If on my birthday my wife doesn't take me out, it's finished.
Yeah, but if you're with a nice girl that's actually into you, she'll offer.
No, but bro,
I'm sure all of you have had at some point a girl that's obsessed with you.
Of course, a woman will go.
They spend money.
Yeah, but there's offering. There's offering.
One at a time.
There's offering and there's I'm paying.
But that's the point. When you're seeing a pattern of her not just offering and not actually doing, it's on you to then be like, okay, she's not actually doing this. Why should I do the same?
Because that's character.
What do you mean by character?
That's her character then. So I think it's on the man.
But that's what I'm saying.
Women don't like pay.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. If you're with somebody and that's their character, that they are inherently selfish, where's the accountability? And I picked a super selfish person. But going back to the earning $500,000, is that fair that I would be earning the $500,000 and you get to make all the decisions?
Of course it's not.
Well, it's not fair, but what the problem is when you start leading in a relationship, we're not attracted to a guy that we can just, that's whipped.
No, I'm just saying, is it fair? So, I think there's more of a shared pot. If I'm the breadwinner, it goes into a shared pot. I don't think I would turn over what I'm earning and then somebody else who isn't earning the same is like, this is how it's being spent.
I understand what she's saying.
But this is what I'm saying about the respect thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
But this is the thing.
So actually, I have a question for you. So you said accountability for picking the wrong partner. Do you feel the same way about women that pick cheaters and or abusers?
Yeah.
Okay, so you believe it's equal. You're accountable for the people that you pick.
Yeah. It's vibrational.
Okay, I'm glad we agree on that.
I need to elaborate on that one.
It's vibrational. I think that after you've gone through it, when you come out of it, there has to be some type of accountability.
I think if you get cheated on,
how did that happen? How did I allow it to take place? What was taking place in the dynamics of the relationship? And I was there. It's still on the person who did the cheating because they did the act, but there is some type of complicitness to it. And if you take the person back and you stay with them and they do it again,
then it's your fault.
I agree with that. But what do you think most women think that way?
No.
I actually, no.
Okay.
Outwardly.
Okay.
But I think internally they actually beat themselves up, and they do.
But then they get in the same situation again. So what does that say?
Because vibrationally they haven't learned.
But what do you mean by vibration?
Yeah, because they got no self-awareness.
But you need two people that are in attraction to each other. So they are still in a lack. They're still in an insecurity. And the person knows, I can do this to this person because they are not full of themselves.
But maybe they just like the thrill of that. Because one thing I've noticed a lot with girls is that, you'll be with a guy who's a scammer, you'll be with a guy who's a drug dealer, and then complain when he scams you and cheats on you. You can't be doing that.
Bro.
No, people are reflections of each other. So if you are attracted to a scammer, you are a scammer.
Of course, because if you're okay with him doing that, then you do it yourself.
So when he scams on you, it's
if you get cheated on, it's your own fault. You picked up.
It definitely is.
It should be that way, but this is why I see the problem with self-awareness in a modern society. A lot of people claim to be self-aware and understand themselves, but they don't. If you're making those decisions and then complaining about the outcome of those decisions, it doesn't make sense. So a lot of girls look for avenues to absolve themselves of the responsibility of the problems that they create. One of them is Western horoscopes.